Hello, I am Get Good Fox, and I'm going to be going over the State of Decay 2 patch 4.0 patch notes that just came out today with you. These patch notes do not contain any new gameplay features. They are a continuation of more bug fixes, quality of life improvements, but also some gameplay balances that will make the game both a little bit harder and also a little bit easier. Now, to keep the video nice and trim, I'm not going to go over every single tiny change, but I will cover the ones that are major changes to the game balance, as well as really important quality of life or major bug improvements. The first thing we want to be reminded, though, is that the Daybreak DLC is going to be coming out on September 12th. This is a co-op-based game mode with rewards both for the DLC and for the base game. And keep in mind that Daybreak could be considered the first major DLC, as in it expands the game quite a bit, because the Independence DLC was just kind of a tide you over, hold you over little bits and pieces of stuff. Let's get started, though, with the general issues section. They fixed an exploit involving the buying and selling of stackable items with traders to earn massive amounts of influence points. Moving on to the characters and communities section, this one has a really major change, so listen up. Random resource loss events are now dependent on morale and traits. If you recruit carefully and keep everyone happy, then random resource losses should now be a thing of the past. Whenever you get those messages like, oh no, I kicked over some fuel, -2 fuel, those are the kind of events that they're talking about. The next point is that characters who incur resource loss events because of low morale will receive a temporary morale benefit for doing so. An example, they binged on a bunch of food, but at least it made them feel better. What I gather from this is that because the random resource loss is now based on character morale, when they do screw something up, it will temporarily alleviate their low morale situation, so they won't be repetitively doing it, giving you a chance to try and sort things out. The third point is that skilled characters will now sometimes provide the community with new free items in place of resource loss events, so you can take something that was kind of an aggravating random loss into an uplifting resource gain. And the last change here, which doesn't have to do with the resource loss, is that characters from other enclaves will no longer receive the large-scale death banner treatment when they die. So when you kill somebody or when somebody dies, it doesn't have this giant message that says, hey, somebody died, by the way. Anyways, moving on to the bases and facilities section, the first issue is that they fixed an issue where facilities would sometimes stop building when the main menu was open. Next, they fixed an issue where weapons would be repaired for free. The third point is that they fixed collision on the sniper tower, allowing it to be scaled. The sniper tower is the builder leader's super building. And lastly, they extended the new resource counting prompt for depositing rucksacks in the generic storage facility to apply to specialized storage facilities as well. And now we're in the mission section. First up is a fix for an issue where some missions would provide deceptively large piles of resources. The second fixed many cases where critical NPCs would not show up for the mission, or in one case, would attack you for no reason at all. The third fixed a particular quest for the warlord known as the Informant, which was not counting vehicle kills. And lastly, they fixed an issue with the builder-specific quest, The Call is Answered, in which some enclaves visiting your base would flee the home site. And finally, we are in the gameplay changes section, starting with a buff to the armored zombie, who is no longer slain by fire. Instead, they catch fire and become scarier like a juggernaut. If you don't know what an armored zombie is, it is the SWAT team zombies or the military zombies who have the extra health and the helmet that makes them harder to kill, so you can no longer just kill them with fire. The next fix is that zombie kills with vehicles should now count towards the zombie killing achievements. Oh, and here's a fantastic fix in number 3. They fixed some issues where zombies would spawn trapped in geometry. Geometry refers to just the terrain and the various objects in the game world. The fourth fix is for an exploit that allowed some clients to easily blow up their host's vehicles. And lastly, a fix for indefinitely persisting C4 explosive charges left by dead characters. And those are the changes for State of Decay 2 patch 4.0. As I said, no additional gameplay features, but a lot of great bug fixes and some tweaking of the game mechanics. How do you think that Undead Labs is handling State of Decay 2? Are you happy with the progress of the game's evolution? And what do you think about the upcoming DLC that's coming out on the 12th, Daybreak? Like this video, tell me in the comments section, and subscribe for future State of Decay 2 content. And of course, remember that you don't have to be good to get good.